Hi and welcome to day 6 of my Learning to Hack challenge, 30 days of Learning to Hack challenge. Alright, so what we are going to be looking at today is basic networking in Linux. Basic networking in Linux. So I'm going to be explaining a few concepts. So the very first thing we want to look at is network interfaces that are available in Linux. Okay, so what are network interfaces? Network interfaces are points of connection between your computer and a network. It can either be a local network or the internet. So between your computer and a network that you're connected to. So it could be, like I said, local or the internet. Now, each network interface has its own unique settings, and these settings include IP address, it includes subnet mask, it includes gateway address, and all of that. So we are going to be looking at them one after the other. So the very first thing, like I said, network interface. Examples of network interface is Ethernet, Ethernet 0, Ethernet 1, and the rest of them. And then you have the wireless LAN 0, 1, and so on. Then the loopback address. So we are going to be seeing this subsequently. I'll show us how to identify these addresses. All right. So let's move on now. The first thing I talked about is the network interface. So we've seen like 3 network interfaces, which is the Ethernet, which is the wireless LAN, and the loopback. So those are the basic interfaces. Now the next thing we want to see is IP addressing basics. The basics of IP addressing. We're going to be looking at the IP address. We're going to be looking at the subnet masks and then the default gateway. So first off, what is IP address? Basically, IP address is just the logical address. Now, computers that are connected on the network have addresses which information which data uses those addresses to locate this systems. Okay, packets are being transmitted via addresses to these systems. So on the network, the address that is being used on the network is the logical address, which is the IP address, which means Internet Protocol. IP means Internet Protocol. So this is the network that is being used, or on the sorry, I said network. This is the address that is being used on the network. Okay, yes. So we are going to see example. Okay, let me just we are going to see what it is. Let me just explain. Then the next thing is subnet mask. Okay, let me just go on to tools for networking. So tools for networking. Ifconfig. Like I said earlier, this is a network interface. This is a network interface. This is for the Ethernet, and then there is wireless LAN, and then this one is for the loopback. Okay, so IP address, like I said earlier. So this is the IP address. IP address, like I said, also is the logical address of a computer on a network. All right. So just as understand it as being a source of identifying computers on the network. All right. So you as a human, you stay in a particular place, and there is an address to that place. That place has an address. So if a mail comes for you, or whatever comes for you, or a delivery, you have a delivery. The package will it is your address that the package or the delivery man use to deliver your package, to trace you and deliver your package. So it's the same thing, or it's similar thing here. So this address is what is being used on the network for systems to get packets that are on the network. All right. So this is the logical network, logical address. Sorry, there is logical address, which is IP address, and there is MAC address, which is the hardware address. Okay. So we are going to be looking at all of that in a bit. Now the next thing we're looking at is are the tools for networking on Linux. So one of the tools I use here is ifconfig. Ifconfig means interface configuration. All right. So what this tool does is that it provides details of a particular interface. Like I said, this is an interface. This is another interface. So for this interface, these are the details, and these details include IP address, subnet mask, broadcast address, and other information that like you can see here. Then for this guy, for this interface, which is the loopback, you can see the IP address and then the loopback address, and then the netmasks and all of that. Okay, so ifconfig is a tool, like I said, and what is this tool used for? It is used to provide details of network interfaces of the system, especially in Linux. This ifconfig is the same thing as ipconfig in Windows. So it does the same thing that ipconfig does in Windows. So ipconfig, if you have a Windows system, you can on your command line, you can check ipconfig to see the configuration of the network interfaces on your Windows. So this one checks for the configuration of the interfaces on Linux. Like I said, it's interface configuration. All right, so let's see something else. So let's see how this ifconfig works. All right, so I'm going to do sudo, just type ifconfig. Now what I want to do is I want to manually assign another IP address to this interface. So the IP address is going to change from this. So I want to manually assign an IP address. So I'm just going to say 0. So since, let me just use what is here, 10.0.2.18. And I'm also going to assign subnet mask to it, usually 255.255.255.0. Okay, so let me explain this syntax. This syntax is in here. First of all, what sudo means is that, or what sudo means, super user do. Super user do. What this does is it gives a regular user the right or privilege to carry out tasks that is meant for a root user, especially administrative user. All right. It gives a regular user. If you look, I am a regular user at this point. I'm a regular user here. So it gives a regular user the right or the privilege to carry out tasks that is meant for administrative tasks that is meant for root users. Okay, so let's go on. So it's prompting me because this activity, this task was meant to be done by a root user, and I am signing in, or I'm doing it as a regular user. It is prompting for password. And take note, in Linux entering password on a command line terminal does not your password does not appear on your command line. It will not appear. I have actually typed my password, but it will not appear. You will not see anything here as if I have typed. So that is how it is for Linux. I have actually typed the password. Okay, let's hold on a bit to see. Okay, let me type it in. Alright, let's wait to see what the issue could be. So it finally showed. I entered the password and it went through. If there was any error in the password, it would have flagged us or prompted us an error message here, but there was no error. So I entered the password and it has brought us here. So let's check to see if the IP address has changed. Okay, voila, it has changed. Remember, it was 15 over here, and then I assigned 18 to it, so we are having 18 here. All right, so let's see something else. The next network tool we are going to be looking at, take note, the first one we saw is ipconfig. The next one is ping, P-I-N-G. What that means is packet internet grouper. P for packet, IN for internet, grouper for G. All right, so ping. Like that. All right, so what this tool does is that it sends a message, an ICMP message. What is ICMP? Internet control message. Internet control message protocol. Sorry, ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol. It sends this message as a request to a destination, and then it waits for a reply. All right, you use this ping. This tool, this ping, is used to test whether a device is reaching that destination. So we are gonna try it here so that you see how it works, whether it's reaching that destination, and then if it is getting a feedback from it. Okay, so we are going to see how that works. So you could use it to check your connectivity to a website or anything. So I'm going to be trying it with google.com right here. So I'm going to ping google.com. Okay, it says temporary failure in name resolution. Okay, name resolution, that is DNS, the DNS server. What else do I ping? What else do I ping? Okay, let me ping another website. Ping hackerarise.com. Okay. So this actually means that my system cannot convert this domain name into an IP address, because that is what DNS server does. Converts the domain name, which is google.com, HackerRise, and the rest of them, any other domain name, converts it to an IP address. This means that my system cannot do this. So let me check. My internet is connected. So what else could be the issue? Let's see. Okay, let me see. let me see how to check for the DNS. Let me check for the DNS configuration. etc. Remember we said that etc is where most of the configurations of Linux is. Remember that etc file, sorry, /etc, yes, etc. Remember that? Okay, so let's see. Resolve.config. Name server 172.20.10.1. Okay, so let me check if this is functional. Network is unreachable. Okay, this is where the issue is coming from. Okay, this is where the issue is coming from. Okay. Alright, so like I said, you're learning, I am learning. We are learning together. Let me see how else can I solve this issue. This is where the issue is coming from. Okay. Alright, this is getting interesting. It's getting interesting, but we'll solve it together. Okay, so since this is my local DNS server, since it's not working, I'm thinking I should change it to a public DNS server. So let's do sudo nano. Now since it's still an advanced privilege that is not meant for regular regular user, they're still using sudo password. Yes. So I have changed from 1 to 7, but I have changed it to this. So exit. Okay, so let's confirm it then. Review that. It will show this. So let's see. Can I ping google.com now? Still showing the same issue. Let me ping something else. Let me ping. Let me do 192.168.0.0. I can't perform any pinging on this. Okay, guys, I'll take a pause on this pinging section. I'll move on to another network tool, but please, I would like you to share ideas on how to resolve this DNS issue. If you have an idea on how I can go about it, kindly share while I move on to another tool. So we've seen ifconfig, we're looking at ping, but ping did not work. Okay, let me just try another one. 192.168.1.1. Oh god, it's still not gonna. My DNS server is down somehow. So if you have an idea of how to configure and get my DNS server running, kindly share in the comment section of this tutorial when I post it, and then I'll still go and do some research about it, and then when I get a hang on it, I will come back and do a video about that. All right, but for now, let's move on. So the last tool we're going to see is network statistics. Network statistics tool. So what this tool does is that it provides us with detailed information about the connectivities or the connections on the network, the routing tables, the interface, excuse me, the interface statistics, and the rest. Basically, it's used to monitor the traffic on the network, right? And then also to know which ports are being used. All of these terms we'll get to understand them better. So let's see. Let's just use NetStart. Remember I said it's network statistics. I said it is used to monitor network traffic and then ports that are being used. Okay, this is plenty. This is plenty. Okay. Okay, this is plenty. So we see here that UDP is established. That's the state of UDP in this guy. Alright. Protocol. The protocol is here is only UDP. There's no TCP. And then the address. I've received 0 packets. I've sent 0 packets. The local address is this. And the foreign address is this. Okay, let me check something. Let me try this ping again. Let me try to ping this guy. Okay, I changed it. Sorry, I changed it to 2.18. Let me try to ping it. Ping. What's that IP address? 10.0.2.18. Okay, finally gotten a response. So now in Linux, the ping continues till infinity, till you stop it. So to stop it, you use Ctrl Z to stop it. Yep. So I was able to ping this guy and I got a response. Okay. So at least the pinging worked. But I still want to resolve the issue I have with my DNS server. So please, I still need your feedbacks and all of that. Okay, so at least the pinging worked. I was able to communicate with this IP address. Okay, so it was network statistics that gave me an idea of what to do. So network statistics, now we are saying okay. We are saying this is the statistics of my network. Oh, please stay on, please. So currently I am using the protocol UDP, and then I have sent 0 requests and have sent gotten 0 or received 0, sent 0. Okay, so let me run this NetStart again. Let's see if anything has changed. NetStart. Okay, nothing has changed. It's only UDP I'm using at the moment. Alright. So if I want to view the ports that on let's start the pods that are open and I am listening on. If I want to view the pods that is open and I am listening on, I'll have to use the -u because it's UDP that that is currently established for me. I'll use -u and then L, which is to show me the ports that I'm listening on or the connections that I'm listening on, and then N to show me the numeric addresses instead of giving me host names. Alright, so let's see. Let's start -u L N. Okay. -u L N. It didn't show anything. It didn't show anything. So let's see routing table. -r. Nothing. There is an issue. It's supposed to display a routing table for me. Alright, with this I'll call it a wrap. So what I'll ask that you do, I'll try and fix some of the issues I am having, and then I'll do another of this video. Okay. Probably to solve the problems directly. I won't have to take all the time to go over. I'll just solve the problem, especially the problem with my DNS, and then the next start isn't showing me the thing that is meant to show, especially when I'm using these flags. Okay, it's not showing me things that it's meant to show me. Alright, so thank you very much for your time. It's almost 30 minutes. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. Bye. See you in day 7.